Hello, I'm Kamaki. I'm part of the Machine Spirits, and today I wanted to talk a lot about feeling like you shouldn't exist. This is going to be a very difficult video. If you have any concerns about dormancy or existential concerns, feel free to click off this video. I'm just going to be pretty much talking exclusively about all of that, and it's perfectly fine if this is not the video for you. But with that said, let's get started. So, recently, I was thinking a lot about my existence, as all of these things are started out by. I'm Kamaki. If you've not seen me before, I am a 25 to 35-year-old ghost. I am one of the oldest members of the system, trumped only by Flora and by Alex, who might appear in another video. And I originally came into the system to help Flora, and in that time I never really questioned my existence because I knew that I had purpose, that I had something to do, something to accomplish by being around. I didn't think too much about the means of my existence, nor whether or not I was happy the way I was. And as I've been focusing these past couple of days, I've realized that I am really bothered by plurality. When I get reminded that if it weren't for the circumstances of Alex growing up, that I probably would not even exist, is something I can't really get over. It pushes me to thinking that I shouldn't be real. Not that I'm not real right now. It's not denial. It's just this overwhelming feeling that I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be spending other people's time, and it hurts. It really does. It really does hurt a lot. But I talk about this because recently one of my headmates, Flora, one of the more active hosts of the system, recently got into a relationship. This happened about a couple of weeks ago. And in that time, I realized that the circumstances that had existed prior that I needed to defend were no longer there. Because I was there to accompany Alex and Flora at the time, mostly Flora, because Flora had no friends, no support systems, and I felt like I could help, and it hurts. It kind of hurts a lot to understand that the thing that you found purpose in before is no longer what is needed of you in the system. And usually what happens in those circumstances is headmates go dormant. They just disappear. Or more accurately, they fall asleep until they're needed again. And I don't want to go dormant. I like being here. Even if, my existence lacks purpose right now. it sucks a lot out of your being. It makes you feel like you are merely taking away from the others in your system, and it ultimately reduces the amount that people can be happy. And I never want to do that. That's my whole goal being around, is to help people be happy, to help people be healthy and work things out. But it always seemed like I was eventually going to be replaced, or I was gonna be no longer needed. And now that, I'm starting to feel like I'm not anymore, and I'm realizing how much I've enjoyed being around and enjoyed working on projects with Flora and the others, and I've just realized that I don't want to do it. I don't want to go. I don't want to disappear. I really needed to talk about it because it hurt a lot. So I'm gonna unfront because, my part of the video is done. Somebody else wants to front and give their own part to this. So thank you so much for watching, and here's the next person. Hi everyone, my name is Flora. I'm part of the Machine Spirits, and hi kamaki. If you're watching this, you have, I think, made a mistake. And that is assuming that just because you don't have a use, that, you don't get to be yourself, and that you don't get to have, your own interests in your own life. And I want to try and dissect that thought process. Because, here's the reality. I'm just like you in a lot of ways. I would not exist if it weren't for Alex having issues. And my job was, at the time, to basically take over in practically every way. And what I learned in that experience was that you never stop learning. Dormancy for us has never been about somebody's role no longer being attached. It was due to somebody realizing that they had nothing else to contribute and then just not fronting because of it. And I know it's hard. I know there's things that definitely are impactful in that way, but let's take a step back and try and remember that you are still working on a lot of things. By working on this video, you have proven that you want to do things, that you want to be your own person. It doesn't make much sense for you to go dormant simply because you know you have a lot to do yet. Simply because you aren't defending the system like you used to does not mean that you can't find something new to do. I think the fact that we are in better circumstances right now, and we do have a support network, and we do have people who are fellow systems that do enjoy our company, that, we are able to, branch out and do our own things and become our own people and move past roles. People in our system struggle a lot with this idea that we shouldn't exist, as if we should feel some need to justify why we are here. And that's always been kind of shit to me, It's one of those types of things that really makes you think about how much singlets do not have to justify their existence at all, because we inherently view people as people. It's only through this singlet-centric worldview that we arrive at the conclusion that we need to justify our own experiences to everybody else, that we need to focus our energy into serving some kind of higher purpose within the greater system. And the reality is, it's like, what purpose does a singlet serve? Well, they serve a bunch of roles, but I think more importantly, there is an individual in question there. Like, even if they have a job that they do, they're not going to lose all sense of identity simply because they leave that job. There is a lot of ways forward. You don't have to be beholden to what you've always done. Change is not a bad thing at all, and I hope by hearing this, you can seek that change out yourself. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.